I'm a maniac, oh. Where? Okay, Dababy. Let's talk. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel if you happen to have been here before. My name is Brendan, aka 20 Days of June, and Dababy is in trouble. So I've revived an old segment of mine called the Culture Clinic. When your fave is in the career ICU, I'm here. And Dababy's giving us a crash course on how to fumble a bag. So let's talk about it, because at Rolling Loud, Dababy chose to be really loud and really wrong and go on a rant that was homophobic, anti-HIV. Dababy said, and I quote, "If you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases, then put your cell phone lighter up. Ladies, if your blank smell like water, put your cell phone up, and fellas, if you ain't sucking blankety blank in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighter up." I get it, rap, all right, like, but we could have avoided this controversy if we just performed the records or said something else. Like, y'all got to get better at being off the cuff, because a lot of the problem is that y'all are allowing these rappers and everybody else to be media personalities and to be off the cuff comedians, and they're not. What they are just rappers. I don't mean to be all shut up and dribble about it, but some people like Dababy, if you ain't got a little bit more to say than this, then just don't say it. How about, Fat Man Scoop, if you got a $20 bill, put your hands up. You got a $50, say that. You'd think that the controversy would have been like a little bit like, maybe I messed up, maybe I said something wrong. No, instead Dababy decided to go home and get on Instagram and double down, which didn't do anything besides make it worse, because then he said, and I quote once again, "I said, if you don't got AIDS, put a cell phone lighter up," Dababy told his 19.1 million followers. "If you ain't sucking blanks in the parking lot, put your cell phone light up." And all the lights went up. Gay or straight. You want to know why, he continued? "Because my gay fans don't got no effing AIDS, stupid ass niggas. They don't got AIDS. My gay fans take care of themselves. They ain't no nasty gay ass niggas. See what I'm saying? They ain't no junkies on the street." Okay, so many points. So let's start here. HIV and AIDS are absolutely not the same thing. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I have all the facts, because I do not. But here are the facts that I do have. HIV and AIDS are absolutely not the same thing. HIV and AIDS are absolutely not a gay problem. In fact, there are large problems in the Black community, and sexuality does not determine who gets it. And if you do contract HIV, plenty of people who do contract HIV live long and healthy lives and even go undetectable with the right medications. Medications I don't know anything about, but I do know that that is a thing that does happen. If you want any more research, you can do your Googles, unlike Dababy. And I also want to talk about the fact that there is a bit of a Black trauma around HIV and AIDS because of the way that was handled. It wasn't fixed for us in the 80s. The 80s are a terrible time that we will look back on in history, if they ever allow it, and we will realize the things that were done to the Black community on purpose. But the HIV, AIDS, and the homophobia in the Black community absolutely does stem from that, because there was no help and people just didn't want to die. And that's a fact. There's trauma there. But that's no excuse, because we have mistakes and then we have choices. Even if the first rant was a mistake, the second one was a choice. And a lot of people are gonna throw out, Dababy's from here, he's from there, but da. And I understand, he's from South Carolina. I'm not trying to belittle the effects of somebody's environment on what they may think and how they may act. But what I am saying is money does reveal your character. And Dababy's character has been wild for a while now. And so because of that, it's watering down that excuse, and it's becoming, this is obviously just who you are. And people are not liking it. A lot of people and a lot of hip hop is becoming fake inclusive. You can hear the fake inclusivity. You can see the bullshit, all the Pride Month, all the Black Lives Matter. The media space, the pop culture space is becoming a fake world. It's not becoming a real world. So I don't think that even if Dababy were to now go completely clean, that this would change the fact that this is how he feels, or that a lot of people who have said homophobic or racist things, that when they clean up the narrative, that's what they're cleaning up. How they feel is how they feel, and what they meant is what they meant. So I think there is a dealing to be done with that, however you want to deal with that as a consumer. But let's realize that there's a lot of fake inclusivity going on, and the real inclusivity is more scarce than what it looks like. But hip hop is also moving in a completely different direction, because hip hop is becoming pop. We see Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow. Although Jack Harlow looks a little bit like the "this is fine" meme behind the eyes, I don't think it's the gay thing. I just think Lil Nas X is just always playing and Jack Harlow does not know what's going on. But there's inclusivity in the marrying between rap and pop It's happening. And even that's not even the biggest deal to me, because Tyler the Creator and DJ Drama is a big deal for me. If you listen to the album lyrically, Tyler's being very gay, and it's hip hop, and it's produced by Drama, who produced a lot of the best stuff for Wayne. So it's like hip hop, there's no place for that no more. We got Thugger and his gender expression. His new album's getting ready to be called Pink. We're moving into a new direction, and Dababy is now moving backwards, and people don't want to move that way. And Young M.A always gets forgotten about in this conversation, and the fact that people don't consider her to be one of the best rappers out right now is a homophobic conversation as it is, because what else should she have to do to be seen as one of the top in the game? She rapping circles around Dababy, and the versatility's there. So let's talk about 3 things Dababy can do to save this mess, to fix this mess, because a mess it is. 1, be temporary or get better. Right now with Dababy, it seems that the Shade Room is picking up more than Billboard is. The critical acclaim of the music around Dababy is that people are just realizing that he might be a one-trick pony. And you know, we have those. Hip hop has those, so it's not like anybody's crying about it, but we are realizing that the show is the show and the flow is the flow. So my thing is, the music is not really catching as much traction as the antics are, as much as the name is. It's not keeping up. So my thing is, if you're gonna be temporary, or if you're just not gonna be that versatile, then just do what you do and let people pick it up, whoever picks it up. But all these antics, the Tory of it all, the party of it all, the smacking people, all this is ridiculous for somebody who has had a run that Dababy has had. It's almost giving me the same thing I said about Cardi. What are you mad about? Look at you. You got T-Pain out here involving you as the center of the do something else rant. So it might be time for you to do something else. The next thing that Dababy needs is a hiatus. He is not versatile enough to be so omnipresent with the music. This is something I've also said about Meg, which I don't know if I've recorded and said it, oops, but I said it now. I don't feel like versatility is his strong suit, so a hiatus will do him good because it'll make people at least feel something when he's back. It's too much. It's time to go find a new sound. It's time to go find a new flow. Dababy is giving us 3 projects and 10 features full of the same shit every single year. And yet we're supposed to be putting up with somebody who's not even giving us the music with all these antics, and now he's offending people. And it's like, we don't even mess with you enough to make excuses. So why are you here? He's losing that steam. And the last thing I have to say is, Dababy, it's time to grow. Which is kind of funny because he's Dababy and it's time. Anyway, first of all, the lack of versatility with Dababy has only been okay to Dababy fans, has only been okay to hip hop fans, because everybody has felt like Dababy has been taking maybe a little bit less of a creative venture in his raps lately because he's been going pop. So we know that you got to hammer that home. You got to get that scene everywhere. You got to brand yourself. Do it, do it, do it. Show people what they are. Pop fans don't need versatility like that. But what pop fans do need is to like you. And so you've been investing in pop this entire time, and now you're pissed off pop culture. So you're hustling backwards. Now hip hop ain't really checking for you like that, or hip hop is kind of like on the flow. The kids will listen, but the kids are gonna stop. You're getting ready to see the reality of the numbers if certain people decide not to bang with you. And then you just become another one of the rappers. You lose that pop appeal. That means there is no Megan collab. There is no Camila Cabello collab. There is no Panini remix. There is no Lizzo remix. All those things that separated Dababy last year and made him an entity outside of just another rapper, all that goes bye-bye if he's just a rapper. So my whole thing has been, you've been investing in pop all for you to hustle backwards? Huh? Not to mention the Dua Lipa collab. Like, you mean to tell me that you're gonna be homophobic and you just did a Dua Lipa song? Try to get that past a pack of white gays, okay? It won't be no more levitating, okay? No, ground it. The gays run pop. The gays run pop culture. The gays are creating pop. The gays are creating the videos. The gays are doing everything. And it's always been that way. This is not new. So you don't have the right to do that. Usually people are just nice to the gays because they don't want their lives ruined. But it shows to me that you don't really know who's behind all this shit. Yo, bro, bad move. The next thing that Dababy could do is you could stand to educate yourself. And I'm not trying to say that. I feel like when people say that to black people, it's like a drag, like you're dumb. So I'm not saying it like that, like you need to be educated. But I am saying that you're walking around with a college tuition on your neck and Google is free. So before you want to reach for some low-hanging fruit trying to be funny on a mic when your job is not to improv because you niggas don't even freestyle. None of you freestyle and you want to get the mic and improv. How, Sway? How? Talk to people. They're around you. Improve your scope. They're around you. You want to elevate. You want to be seen as better, then you have to do better, because there are going to be certain rooms that are not going to want you in it, especially if you're being seen this way. And also I'm going to say, if T.I. is co-signing you right now in this particular space and time, you're probably wrong. And last but not least, what Dababy should do is deal with the fallout. I feel like the damage is done now. I feel like you could put out the PR apology, but we've seen that. So it's kind of like, you also don't really look that sorry, so what's the point? I do think that the damage is done. People are now gonna see you as you are because you doubled down. If you didn't double down, then it would be a different thing. But because you doubled down, now you gotta be able to just kind of not wear it, but at least deal with it. So in my opinion, if the pop money stops, if all of a sudden people don't want to do these records with you, if Olivia Rodrigo doesn't call you for the driver's license remix or some shit, then you're gonna have to become a better rapper, because rappers are rapping better than Dababy. And now all of a sudden, with pop not being able to be a part of your appeal, then what's the appeal besides the flow? The same flow. Again, versatility would help you as a rapper. So that's all I gotta say to Dababy, man. You gotta do better. This double, triple down, you are not invincible. And that goes to everybody. Nobody's invincible. We're all gonna do and say wrong things. But when you do wrong and you say wrong, you don't double and triple down. You apologize, you mean it, you educate yourself, you clean it up. Okay, this is not about standing up. Every time you make a mistake, it's not about standing up against cancel culture. It's not, it's about learning. I understand cancel culture is annoying. I get it. I get what it stands for and that it's annoying, but there are parts of it where if there are Dababy fans who have supported Dababy, bought Dababy music, bought Dababy tickets, people who may know people who have HIV AIDS, lost people to HIV AIDS, and you're out here talking about that. I don't know if I know anybody who's living with HIV, but my point to Dababy is that you wouldn't either. You don't know whose family is dealing with what, and you chose to make a really ignorant comment just because you weren't educated, just because you just thought it would be funny. Guess what? It wasn't. So now you have to deal with that, and your job from here should be to be better. Pop money can come and go. I say it all the time here. You can be inside the VMAs one year and outside the VMAs the next year. And in this regard, if I were Dababy, I would really recognize that it might be time for a hiatus. It might be time to go and get right here. If you've been trying to build towards this pop career, that's the #1 thing you don't do. So what was that? What even was that? You could have just said next song. You don't need to bring up the gays. The gays are just sitting here like, no, why am I in?
And you could have did it.
See how I always get brought up and stuff? I ain't even did it. And bringing out and combining your brands with Tory Lanez? What are you doing? Even if you like him, what are you doing? These are all bad moves towards a pop career if you're building one. So I don't really know what Dababy's gonna do, but I do know it's time to figure it out. You let me know below if you're a fan of Dababy. Are you affected by these comments? Are you not affected by these comments? Do you care? Do you not care? Is it the music that's your problem? You let me know. These comments don't surprise me, but the music should be better if the comments are gonna be those comments, because you're gonna lose that pop money. And then if rap don't even like you, then what are you doing? What are we doing? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And always remember, there is no such thing as good or bad people, just complicated stories. I'll catch you next time.
What happened?
Who the fuck threw that motherfucking busted ass goddamn Adidas?